I love caring for people, and I don't want to go on strike. We would all rather be with our patients.
However, a union strike is kicking off for Providence Sacred Heart this afternoon. So what are the plans to handle the reduced staffing and impact on patients?
We have picture-perfect looking skies for today as the sunshine is back, though still tracking some cool mornings this week.
This is where your taxpayer dollars are going, America. Right here. Witch hunt after witch hunt.
And tensions were certainly high in the New York City courtroom this morning as the first witness in former President Trump's hush money trial took to the stand. We'll bring you the very latest from inside the courtroom. Hi, everyone. It is so good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. And we begin with this news coming in from Gonzaga University. Just coming into our newsroom within the last 30 minutes, Gonzaga President Thane McCullough is stepping down from his role coming up in 2025. McCullough has been Gonzaga's president now for the last 15 years and says the decision to leave certainly follows a long time of reflection. In an email sent to Gonzaga students, he says, in part, quote, after 15 years as president, it is time to prepare the way for others to have the honor and responsibility of leading Gonzaga into its future. He also says, quote, committed to working together with the trustees, our administration, faculty, and staff, as well as the broader university and Spokane communities to advance and complete several important projects and initiatives alongside the regular responsibilities of the work. So if you'd like to read President McCullough's full statement, you can find it on our website. Just head to KREM.com. In the meantime, this is coming in as well. More than 500 union workers with Providence Sacred Heart will go on strike today. Workers say they are striking for better pay and better contracts. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is explaining how the hospital is preparing to be without hundreds of employees.
Yeah, well, as of this past weekend, our crew saw some newly installed fences around certain portions of the Sacred Heart Medical Center, and we know that the strike is supposed to last until April 30th. About 500 healthcare workers are expected to be involved in this strike. That means technicians who work side by side with surgeons and provide imaging, respiratory, and psychiatric care won't be treating patients through the end of the month. UFCW 3000, the union representing the technicians, say this strike is based on unfair labor practice and what they're calling unlawful labor practices during negotiations. During a press conference last weekend, Providence officials said they were focused on making preparations to still serve the community during the strike. They're working with an agency to bring in temporary workers to provide needed care as well during this strike. Providence will remain open and all services will be available at the hospital. So we're looking at about 2 p.m. for when that strike will get underway. And then once April 30th rolls around, both sides are expected to continue those negotiations to try and find a deal that works best for both of them. But for now, reporting here in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Right now, the U.S. Supreme Court is hearing a case that could change how homeless camping bans work here in Spokane and other cities. Right now, people experiencing homelessness can't be punished for sleeping or camping on public property if there is no other place for them to go, like a shelter. That is because of a lower court ruling from a few years ago that found that amounted to cruel and unusual punishment. You may remember last fall, the city of Spokane, under then Mayor Nadine Woodward, urged the court to take up this case and overturn it. Our D.C. station talked to one protester outside the court just a few hours ago who wants the court to really consider both sides.
Them having a criminal record for something as simple as sleeping on the street, that's something hard that we have to deal with. But at the same time, I think it's important for law enforcement to be able to enforce certain things like safety or just the protection of other citizens. So it's definitely a two-sided issue, and I don't think there's just like a clear answer. But hopefully these things get weeded out in the court today.
Well, the court will hear arguments in this case beginning today. They are not expected to release their decision until June at the earliest. The first witness has been called in former President Donald Trump's historic criminal trial in New York. The presumptive Republican presidential nominee is accused of falsifying business records related to a so-called hush money payment during his 2016 campaign. Jared Hill reports now from outside the courthouse.
Former President Trump again claimed to be the victim of a witch hunt as he entered the courtroom ahead of opening statements in his historic trial.
What's going on right here should never be happening. It's a very, very sad day in America.
Trump faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. He's accused of using his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, to funnel payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. In their opening statement, prosecutors said Trump, quote, orchestrated a criminal scheme to corrupt the 2016 election. Trump denies any wrongdoing.
This is their most important day besides jury selection.
And CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says there's a reason. Studies have shown many jurors make up their minds during opening statements.
If you hear a persuasive story and then you hear another persuasive story, you make a decision as to which one you believe. And if you get invested in that belief, it takes a lot to knock you off.
Former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker took the stand first for the prosecution, where he testified about an alleged catch-and-kill scheme to purchase and prevent the circulation of negative Trump stories. Because he has to be here for the trial, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee has largely been sidelined from the campaign trail.
I'm here instead of being able to be in Pennsylvania and Georgia and lots of other places campaigning.
The trial is expected to last several weeks. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
All right, we're going to take a pause on the day's headlines and talk about the day's weather. Lots of sunshine out there, and that's where we find Thomas Patrick. Hi, Thomas.
Hey there, Laura. I think I forgot to bring the patio chair out here this
the
time.
lounger. You need a lounger.
Exactly, with a little cozy just for my Diet Coke for the noon hour here. Yeah, it's going to be great to take that lunch hour outdoors. The sunshine feels great. I think it's a little bit cool in the shade, as that is typically how we measure the temperatures. It's actually in the shade, 53 degrees there, though it feels a lot warmer with the sun beating on my neck here just to the south. Now, on Doppler radar, I did notice this on our computer modeling, and it is now developing via Doppler radar. Just a few spotty showers right over some of the mountain crests in northeastern Washington. Doesn't look like any of this is going to slip off of the mountains and actually hit any of the cities or the valleys or these passes. I think they almost exclusively stay over some of those mountaintops, and it's really minor and insignificant even to begin with. So we're just mostly sunny, fair weather cumulus around the skies here for the inland northwest today. High temperatures closing in on that 60-degree mark. In fact, I go 61 at Spokane, just 56 in Pullman for today. We've got a great stretch of weather ahead of us, but some of the nights will still be a little bit cool. So we'll show you what areas will be, once again, below the freezing mark for tonight. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.